And we have Alan with us. Hi, Alan. How are you?
Great. How you doing, Julie?
Hey, I'm doing great. I'm so glad that you were able to come on today.
Yeah, me too. It's a
Yeah, no,
beautiful day finally here.
oh, yeah. Well, one thing I was going to say, I mean, we were talking a little bit earlier about different things, and I did not have any idea that you have been with the Wedding MBA since the very beginning. And
Yeah, it's 10, 11 years now. I
yeah,
think
no,
I'm the only one who has spoken at every single one they've ever had.
wow, that's just amazing. Now, it started off in different cities in the beginning before you officially moved to Las Vegas.
Right, because the people that promote it are from the Phoenix area, so they do. At the time, they had the largest bridal show in the country, and what they did is they figured the vendors were already there, so let's give them something. So they did their bridal show, and then they had a couple of days for the vendors. So we did 2 years in Phoenix, and then they moved it on to Las Vegas, and it went from the first conference about 450 people. The second one in Phoenix was 600 something. Then we went to Vegas was 900, 1100, 13, 15, and now it's well over 2,000 people.
Really amazing.
Yeah.
Now you will also be presenting again this year. What will you be presenting this year?
So I always talk about sales, marketing. I mean, those are my overall topics. But last year we did on the first day, if you remember, we did these kind of looser sessions that were a Q&A where people just, there was no presentation. I had no slides. People came in and they gave us a different topic in different rooms. And they asked me to do conflict resolution. And I remember when they first asked me to do that, I was thinking, well, who wants to hear about conflict resolution? And they ended up, I think, having three of us do them back to back. And I ended up with a standing room only room with more questions than we could possibly answer in that time. And it got rated one of the highest sessions at the conference, which was kind of funny because I had no slides. I had no preparation. I just literally stood in front of the room and answered people's questions. So this year they've asked me to do a presentation specifically about that, talking about conflict resolution. And it's a hot topic because whether it's a bad review or whether it's something that happens at an event or whether it's during the sales process, we need to handle that. And coincidentally, this morning at 8:30, my phone rang, and it was a wedding professional up in New England that has heard me speak a few times, and he got his first bad review. And what did he do? Call Alan. Yeah, it happens a lot because I speak about reviews a lot, so it happened a lot. And of course, I looked at the review and we had a conversation about it. My first question is always, how much of this is true? Because I want to know how I'm answering here. Am I helping you defend against something that may not even be you? And that's happened where the similar company names, or I get this from people. I either get, hey, I don't know who these people are. They're, whatever. Or I get like I did today. Well,
Now,
when you start off with
yeah,
well, that's a whole different answer.
really feel with the reviews, I mean, there are always going to be some fake reviews out there. I mean, I
Yeah.
just think that's just how it is. And the only way to
Mhm.
really combat that is just to make sure you have plenty of good reviews from customers that you know.
Right. Right. Well, the best way to handle a negative review, if it's I'm going to say legitimate, meaning it was your customer, as opposed to it wasn't your customer at all. That's a whole different scenario. But if it is your customer, the best way to combat that is with a lot of good reviews. And in the case of this person, it happened on one of the websites where he had 13 reviews. So now 12 of them are 5-star and one of them is 1. And I said, I'm glad they gave you 1 and not 3. And he said, why? I said, because who's going to believe a 1 when you have 13 or 12 wonderful 5-star reviews? They give you a 3, maybe I'll believe them. But they gave him a 1 and they wrote a book. And Julie, I mean, it's like they wrote this book. So when you look at that and you say, am I going to believe that? Am I going to believe this book of a horrible review when everybody else is saying nothing but wonderful things about them? So, I told him, I said, the best way to make it have less of an impact is get some of your customers to post some really good reviews because everyone just pushes it further down, because in this particular site, the most recent one's at the top. So you get another good one, another good one, another good one. It'll move them down and it'll have less of an impact.
Right. Well, what are some of your favorite memories of the Wedding MBA since you've been a part of it during the whole duration?
Wow, my favorite memories. Um, I love doing the keynote speeches when I'm on the big stage and you have 700, 800, 1,000, 12, 1,500 people in the room. That's always wonderful. But walking into a room like I did for a WED talk, which are the short talks that they do. I remember the first year we did those. And I don't think people that came all understood that there were going to be these short talks, these 10-minute, 15-minute talks. This year, that first year, they were 10 minutes. And I went up and I was in the big room on the big stage, the Cottonwood room, just like that right there. And I went up and I did my 10-minute talk. And when I finished my 10-minute talk, I got off the stage because I'm a professional speaker. Unlike most people that speak at not just Wedding MBA, but most of the conferences in our industry, this is my job. I am a speaker, consultant, author. This is what I do now, what I've been doing independently for the past 6 years. And I keep on time. They never have to worry about me with anything like that. And I did my 10 minutes and I did my virtual mic drop. Never, ever drop a real microphone. I did my virtual mic drop and I walked off the stage, and some people didn't realize it was a 10-minute talk, thought it was another 45-minute talk. And they're sitting in the room looking at the stage going, what just happened? Where did Alan go? Where's the rest of this?
Now that's funny.
So
I
that
guess
that was kind of funny because like, hello?
what advice do you have for wedding pros that maybe haven't attended the Wedding MBA before? I guess that would be my.
Yeah, well, I always tell people it's a fantastic conference because it's near and dear to my heart because it's about the business of weddings and events. And the difference that is from other conferences, even though I speak at many other conferences in the industry, a lot of those conferences have things about the technical skills. So if it was a videography conference, it's about how to shoot, how to edit, and so forth. If it's a DJ one, it's how to do DJ skills, how mic skills, and announcements, and all equipment and stuff like that. But when you go to Wedding MBA, it's about the business of it. I mean, the name itself is for those who don't know, it's the Wedding Merchant Business Academy. So it's about how to have a better business. And the people that come out in October, and I know it's wedding season. I know a lot of people say, oh gosh, it's wedding season. You know what? There's always weddings going on. There's always business going on. There's always going to be something. The people that come out are showing their interest in growing their businesses in some way. And everybody has a different goal. Some want to do more events. Some want to charge more. Some want to profit more. Some want to expand into another city or another service or whatever. But the people that come are very, very interested because it's not, hey, I got in my car and I drove an hour and I'm there. That might be the people in the Vegas area, but most people are flying in from somewhere and showing a real interest in the business end of their business. And because the barrier to entry in our industry is so low for people to start a wedding-related business, I think the people that understand that this is a different skill. I remember I did a mastermind day in the UK last year, and it was 10 DJs and me for the day. And at the end of the day, one of the DJs said to me, so Alan, how long have you been a DJ? And I said, I've never been a DJ. And he said, well, what do you mean? You understand my business better than I do. I said, yeah, I do, but I'm not a DJ. I understand your business better than you do, and possibly better than you ever will, because I've worked with more DJs and more DJ businesses than you ever will. But I can't be a DJ, and it's a different skill. Getting behind the DJ console, making the dance floor get full and stay full is a whole different skill. And you and I could talk about your video business is a whole different thing than talking about if it's a 3-chip CCD, HD, 1080p, whatever. That happens after you make the sale. I get you to the point of making the sale and serving the customer, and then that's it, like Vegas, right? I'm out.
Yeah. Now, for those that are joining us, you can submit questions through the Facebook page, and we will have Alan as well as Clint answering your questions live and texting you live on the Facebook page for Wedding Market. So that'll be going on right now. But Alan, why don't you give us some closing thoughts that you might have about the Wedding MBA? Anything else?
Yeah. So Wedding MBA is a very, very packed time, and Vegas is a big distraction. So my suggestion is take a look at the schedule ahead of time. Of course, there can be changes, but take a look at the schedule ahead of time. If you're coming with more than one person, you might want to divide and conquer when there are more than one session going on. But pick out the sessions that you think will have the best effect for you. And even though I'm a speaker and nobody likes anybody to walk out of a room, if you walk into a room and 5 minutes in, 10 minutes in, it's not what you're looking for, and there's something else going on, feel free to go and check that out. But try to come away with a couple of things. And one is ideas you can use in your business right away to help you achieve whatever your goal is. And two, as much as it's a draw, try to meet new people instead of just hanging around with the people that you already know. One of the best things about this is what's missing from, unfortunately, what we're doing right now. I mean, Julie, you and I love to hang out and talk, but we're doing this virtually. Once we're done and we hang up, we're done. We're not going to the restaurant. We're not going to the bar. We're not going to the parties. So make it a point to try to meet new people, network, because you can have honest conversations with someone who's in your same industry but in a different market about your business. Somebody that you can call up and say, hey, let me ask you a question, and it's not going to be a competitor per se. And that's one of the best things about these live events for me, is what happens outside of the event, outside of sitting in a chair and watching someone on stage, is take the time to meet somebody new. When I go to my National Speakers Association conference, there's always a big, a banquet one of the nights, and they ask, who do you want to be seated with? And I always tell them, whoever you put me with. And they said, well, don't you want to be with people you know? And I said, no. I want to be with people I don't know so I can expand my network and with other people. And that's one of the best things about these live events, is that you're doing that. So come up with ideas you can use right away. Definitely check out the trade show. There are some great tools there, great people there to meet. Yes, I'll be there too with my books, of course, but you want to just see what's out there, because take the time to do that, and try not to let the distractions of the casinos and the neon lights and stuff take you away from your mission, which is you want to come away with a positive return on your investment, and that's going to be done in the sessions and with the people that you're going to meet.
Yes, it's definitely a great conference if you've never attended. And thank you so much, Alan, for coming on today to talk about the Wedding MBA. And I will be seeing you, I'm sure, in October. So I look forward to that. And we hope that all of you will register. Get your tickets now at weddingmba.com right now. So I hope to see all of you at the Wedding MBA in October. But that's it for now. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.